guys and girls, welcome back to Two Dice Block. I'm Steven, your guest host. Here we have Commissioner Luke.
How you doing, guys?
Awesome. So today we've had our bottom of the round match.
Game of the round.
Bottom of the table I meant. The Lizards against the Orcs.
So Orc-estrated Death first set, Gator-aids.
The Gator-aids, yeah.
Man, I must say, I really love the theme for both teams. Very creative in their team composition.
Yes,
yeah.
And on top of composition, the Orc-estrated Death.
Yeah.
Yes, so
very creative.
You can tell that one of the Orcs, the Orc coach, loves his music, and you'll be able to see some of his players named after famous composers.
And the Gator-aids. What can you say?
Exactly. In attendance today, we've got 80,000 fans in the Honeybrook Stadium here to watch, screaming loud and cheer proud. Around 60,000 of them were Lizards fans, and the rest were proud Orcs.
Excellent.
All
right. So getting down to the first couple of turns.
Yeah. With the kickoff.
Mitch won the kick.
Yes, Coach Mitch took the kick. Took on the kick, and they received the ball in the first half.
Yep. So first half sort of ceremoniously.
Yep.
The first block of the game. I love the first block of the game. I think it really sets the scene for the game. Mitch, first block, power, no armor break. Good start.
The champion, Donald himself, stood up and straight off the bat, the first roll was a block of the blitz and a pow. But sadly, no armor break happened.
But we'll get to that later.
That's all right.
Early skin cage, if you'd like to explain that.
I think an early skin cage is important if you have more Saurus, but with Coach Mitch, sadly this turn, he had two of them sitting out. So he only had two spare, which was Donald and Blue Tongue. But both of them were tied up at other ends, so we had four skinks surrounding the ball.
Not a bad idea. Crowded the tackle zones, and just in case something goes wrong, which unfortunately there was two failed pickups. There was a failed pickup, a reroll, and a failed pickup, but he put enough tackle zones on the ball to be secure.
That's true. I mean, look, guys, just remember, if you're going to pick up the ball and you know it's going to be rough, put a cage around it. It helps.
Yeah, exactly.
It does help.
Crowd surf from Joseph.
Ooh, I tell you what, with today's matches, we've got a fair bit of crowd surfing going on. And the first one came from Donald. So, Coach Joe had one of his players picked up Donald.
It was a grab.
It was a grab, yeah.
He grabbed him, put him into position, and then knocked him out.
Exactly, yeah. Straight into the crowd, but sadly, it straight went into the injury roll, and he just went into the knocked out section.
Yeah, he did. I've seen a few of Coach Joe's games, and he has been notorious for leaving his players on that side. And I think he's learned from bad experiences, and now it's all he wants to do.
That's it, man. Look, if you've learned not to be on the line, you learn to put someone else on the line, I suppose.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Okay, turn 2.
Look, with all the fails, in turn 1, we had the troll failing to activate. In turn 2, the Croxigal itself
failed to activate.
Failed to activate.
It's a 2-up. Would you take the chance again with the loner roll? Probably not.
Probably not, but
there is moments where you would choose.
He did, didn't he?
Okay, turn 2. Croxigal activates with a 2 dice block, fails with a reroll, gets an success. Then a failed pickup, turn 2. So that's 2 turns where the Lizards failed to pick up.
Yeah. Talk about crowd surfing again.
Yep, another Black Orc. Of course, Joe doing what Joe does best, crowd surf.
That's it. Sends a skink out to the crowd. This time around, the skink got a little bit more hurt, and it's ended up in an injury.
Correct. It was a missed next game.
It's a missed next game, so I'm sorry. Hope you recover well. We'll see you again in round 8.
Okay, we had a blitz onto the ball carrier.
That's true. We did. It did well.
Turn 3, ball carrier, dodge, success. I remember this.
What's that?
So, he basically, this is where the overcommitted Black Orcs.
That's it, yeah.
So, Coach Mitch had the ball in the back left-hand corner of his half.
Yep.
Joe rushed up with these 3 Black Orcs, putting a lot of pressure on him. Smartly enough, Mitch just switcheroo, just left him dead.
And then Took a good couple of runs to the back there, set himself up nicely with a couple of skinks around him, gave himself a bit of protection.
Yep. Once you got the ball, that's what you got to do.
That's true. But, there's no quit. There's no quit for Coach Joe. So he sent a couple of players down his way, try to put some block on him.
Croxicle fails again.
Yeah, the Croxicle's been failing. So this time around, the Croxicle's not been listening. I think something's not right, man. You gotta put that coaching skills into play.
Absolutely, that Croxicle needs a slap around the head.
It does.
Alrighty, so there was a switch of sides. Joe's turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
Block. He follows the ball with his players. Troll hits the Croxicle with the power. Now, no armor breaks at this point. Nothing's.
No armor breaks. Armor breaks are far and few in between in the first couple of turns. But it does get better. I think the dice rolls are not as easy as you think. A 10 is a hard armor to break, and for both of them to have 10s.
Yep, it's just not going to happen every turn.
No.
Unfortunately, you have 2 matchups like that, and you're expecting a lot of armor breaks. You just assume that there's going to be armor breaks, but like Steven just said, a 10 it's doable, but it's not going to happen every turn. Yeah. So,
and not to mention, you got to do 2 10s. You got to first break armor at 10. Twice. Then you gotta send them away on a 10 as well for casualty. And
exactly right.
That is not easy to do.
Some players do it easier than others, though. That's
true, though. That's true. I've seen some magic being done there, but then someone's been praying to knuckle too hard for that.
Okay, so turn 4. Mitch has the ball. He has a blitz. He fails, and then has a reroll. Has a success. Armor breaks. First one of the game.
Yeah. First armor breaks. Pow.
Crossskill stands up. This is the handoff with the skink.
That's true. Yeah. So this was a turn on turn 4.
Mm-hmm.
The handoff, yeah. He gets up, hands the ball off, pushes it around the corner.
Yep. Skink dodge, fail, turnover.
Yeah. So that was a
fail with a stunty, which you don't expect too often.
You don't, but it happens though. I mean, when you don't expect it to happen, like it sneaks up on you. So guys, always expect
the
unexpected. The unexpected, and the things that you should be expecting. Expect that, but worse.
Yeah, exactly. if any advice I can give is plan for something bad to happen.
That's true.
Because it's Blood Bowl, these things happen.
No.
Another surf from Joe. 1 dice block to surf, puts him into reserves.
That's on the other side of the pitch, yes.
Yep.
So going from the left to right, Joe sends another player out to surf.
So that's 3 in 4 turns.
Yeah. So he's doing really well. He's pushed, with the grab, he's used it amazingly. Yep. He's had a couple of brawler rerolls as well, and he's grown from the first game to now. He's grown leaps and bounds. I think he's doing a really good.
It is season 1 for Joe and Mitch.
Yeah, they're both rookie coaches too, and they're playing really well too.
Scare me.
Yeah, true.
Turn 5. Oh, this is where we get Sneaky Git coming.
That's it. We had one of the beautiful lizards, the skinks, just running amok all across the board, dodging in and out.
Yep. So failed foul. The stunty dodge.
Yeah.
So okay. So Coach Mitch managed to get the ball in which I thought was a really safe position, but what do I know?
It's Blood Bowl. It happens.
Yeah. Joe was able to put 3 players on the ball carrier, but stunty once again didn't matter about the tackle zones. Stunty dodge out. He did fail the first one, but because of the dodge reroll, got away. Finished that turn. Coach Mitch it was probably 2 or 3 squares from the end.
He was a good 2 or 3 squares from the end. I think turn 5 of Coach Joe was a blitz.
It was a blitz, and that's where all these go for it start coming in.
If I could tell you the sheer excitement from myself and Commissioner Luke, just watching how do I put it nicely, the cojones on this coach, his lack of fear for the rush and the go for it is amazing. I tell you,
he doesn't get that from the other commissioner.
No, does he?
Commissioner Pete has a history of failed rushes.
Hi, see.
He's a rush fail extraordinaire.
He's a rush fail extraordinaire.
That's a whole nother story.
Yes.
So
stay tuned for that story, though, guys, please.
Yeah. Turn 5. Okay, so rush to give the assist. So even just to get 2 dice block.
Yeah.
2 dice block. To get 2 dice block on Mitch.
Ding!
He had to rush to get there. So it's pretty smart.
But it was a mistake on his part as well, not knowing that the Raptor was there and was tying up the second player. So
exactly.
He kind of lost. He kind of used that go for it, and it was to no benefit of him.
Correct.
It still ended up as a 1 dice block with the blitz from another.
Ended up with skulls and a push.
Yeah. So it was
then we ended up with a 3 dice block with triple skulls. To stop the play. Rerolled into 3 dice block with a power. The troll stands up.
That's it.
That was turn 5 over.
Turn 5, and that left the Mitch with his skink just 1 dodge away from leaving the tackle zones of all these nobblers? No, nobblers, sorry. Goblins. I keep calling them nobblers. They're goblins.
That would be offended.
I am so sorry to all goblins and nobblers out there for the... You guys just look alike. Anyway.
This is the part that got me. Me instinctually, is that the word?
Yeah.
With my instincts, I would have just dodged straight out and scored, or tried to score.
Nah.
No. Mitch is like, I'm going to throw a couple of blocks. And,
you got to throw a couple of blocks in first.
Yeah, I was sweating. I was sitting back watching going... Don't make a mistake. Just score the touchdown and get on with it. If
the camera could pan across to myself and Commissioner Luke, you could see us both sitting at the edge of our chairs, just praying to Nuffle that it doesn't. Look, we don't take sides, but every turn is an excitement for us. So I think that was a really exciting play for him to do that.
He started with the Crocs getting up, and I was like, oh no, with the history of the Crocs score, I was like, okay, here we go. This is not going to go. Well, he blitzed. Double down, re-rolled, dodge, and yeah, that's right. So
he doubled down and re-rolled, but that was a failed anyway. So he ended up going down on that one there.
But he managed to dodge out for the touchdown turn 6.
Yeah.
Fill it.
Yep, fillet or fish, fillet or skink. He kind of dodged out, got his way out there. He slithered across to the touchdown line and scored at turn 6.
Brilliant.
So first touchdown with 1-0 in.
Made it look easy.
It did, didn't it? And with the next turn, at turn 6 for Coach Joe, I think somehow or another he's kind of pissed off the referee.
Yeah.
This was the start of the officious ref, and oh my gosh. This ref, we're going to call him Stone Cold Steve Stunner, because at that point in time he came in and he stunned one of the players. It was a goblin. Stunned a goblin on the first one.
Yep.
So, first one goblin down.
Yeah.
On turn 6.
We end up with the Lizard's defensive set, and this is where the bad kick come in with the touchback.
Yeah, I missed this whole part. I was at my edge of my seat. I didn't take notes. I was just watching, but you could not ask me what I could remember, and it was all the excitement for me.
If that touchback wouldn't have happened, the next touchdown wouldn't have. It was just unlucky.
Look, touchbacks happen. I think the ball landed on the line, and the fumble was the one that caused it to go into a touchback. Right. Yeah.
So it ended up being.
He almost gave it to the troll too.
Yeah. So the touchback was based on 2 fumbles.
2? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was a Black Orc failing to pick up.
Yep.
And then a fumble across.
Yep. Picked up by Black Orc.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, which you don't expect.
No, and that was the handoff. Exactly.
That's when the handoff happened.
It.
Yeah, that's right. So that was
turn.
That was 6.
Turn 6 was it? So he picked up on a 6 up.
Yeah,
he picked up on a 6 up.
He didn't want the ball.
No,
he was kind of didn't want the Black Hawk down the ball.
Right smack in the middle of the line. Picked up on turn 6.
Straight on the line of scrimmage.
We got the other players to push all the other players away so that the Black Orc had a chance to move 1 step back, hand the ball off to the Goblin, and the Goblin took it from there.
Yeah.
Formed up a cage again, and worked some magic.
Turn H touchdown.
Yeah.
Turn 8 touchdown.
And this was the start. Like, I mean, at this point in time, we were, what, 7, 8, 9...
Wait a second.
By turn 7, we were 9.
This is important.
Yeah.
By turn 7, Joe had 9 successful go for it and no fails.
9. That's 9 right there. That's 9. 9 successful go for it. Every opportunity he had a chance, he would push his players. And I think he did well. Like, as a coach, you don't want to... Look, we talk about this in a very real form. We don't want to force our players to do anything they don't want. But he managed to coax them and 9 go for it with no fails. I think that's amazing.
It definitely is.
I've never seen that many go for it in one game alone, let alone 7 turns in, 9 go for it.
Potential for a new category for Blood Bowl bingo, but we'll get to that in a different
video. So too. I think he might earn something special in this season if he keeps it up, and if he can tell us how many go for it, and if he can match a number or beat the next number.
You know, I'm going to take him up on that challenge. I don't think I'm going to be on the top of the ladder this year.
No.
But yeah, possibly some go for it to get a trophy. Yeah,
that's true, man. Look, if you guys are watching out there and you're part of the season 2. Go for it, man. Follow Joe's legs and go for it. At your own risk. Don't. I do not speak for the Blood Bowl commissioners. I am in no. My views are my own. All right. Do not hold him accountable if you fail or go for it.
It's all my fault.
That's it.
So 9 go for it by turn 7.
Yeah.
Turn 8. How was the touchdown scored? Saurus blitz rolls them both down, but he had the block skill.
Yeah, and
Croc skill both down.
And that was it. Yeah, it was a turnover. So the turnover rate on this game was exceptionally high.
There was a succession of probably 3 or 4 turns where they were only getting 1 or 2 activations.
Yeah. But I mean, you got to risk it. So, yeah. I mean...
You got to make... Well, when it's getting late in the half, I find it happens more.
Yeah.
Just because you're trying those stretch plays, you're going to try and make something happen out of nothing.
You are trying your best to make a play happen or trying to push something, which then you push yourself to roll the chance on the dice, and sometimes the dice just don't have the luck.
I've seen you
yes
do some crazy stuff with that scheme.
Well, you guys are very lucky today. You have both myself and Commissioner Luke are both Skaven players, and we can tell you go for it, and stretch plays are...
Don't drop the ball near us.
Yep. Are scary, but it's either we fail and it's to your favor, or you fail and we can take it away.
Unfortunately, from my experience, like a house card sometimes.
It is.
You know.
So anyway, look at that, yeah.
Half time, turn 1, Joe receives the ball.
Before half time, actually.
Was it?
No, something happened at half time. So on turn 8, actually, we formed up the cage, and at turn 8, Coach Joe managed to squeeze through.
And it was miraculous.
Yes, it was an amazing play by Coach Joe. He got his number 10 had a blitz onto number 11 for the Lizards, which that is Philip. Philip got knocked out. He KO'd, sent him out, and that opened up a space for Frederick.
So Joe's succession of plays. So it was from memory. There was a dodge, a go for it, and another go for it. So I think it ended up being 4 dice rolls to get the touchdown.
Yeah, and he used his Black Orcs very well by moving other players around and giving himself space to run across.
He did actually make the Black Orcs look like they're a little bit fitter than they normally are.
That's it.
With all those go for it's like he was pushing his Black Orcs from a 4 movement player to a 6 movement player, which is actually pretty huge.
Yeah. So I mean, look, if you are a slow team, don't forget the go for it. But he had many options. There were dodge options that he could have taken, but he decided to push out and went across the board for a touchdown. So on the turn 8, he touched down. So halftime was a 1-1.
Yeah, and it was a good first half.
It was.
Joe receiving the ball. So this is where the Crocs wasn't an online scrimmage, and I was like, what's he up to?
Yeah. We had a bit of a catch on turn 1 on the second half.
Yeah.
There were a bit too many players on the pitch, was there?
Yeah, we had to actually stop the play and count the players because unfortunately Sometimes you're a little bit excited and you end up, wanting all your players on the pitch at the same time. We called it early enough and we were able to keep playing the game. There wasn't that many.
It wasn't too detrimental. Like, no harm was made.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything that you could not fix or come back from.
Yeah. So with Mitch, Coach Mitch, he was fine with us just to remove those players from the game, randomly decided, and then we got on with the second half.
Yeah. So Commissioner stepped in, put on his commissioner pants, and did some commissioner work.
Yep. Kids.
Don't mess with the commissioner.
Yep. Awesome. So Croc's not on line of scrimmage. Orc scatter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is right. So
Yeah.
the ball scatters off the Orc onto another Orc, and the Orc catches it. Troll with a 2 dice block, push, and then there was a handoff success with the Black Orc to the Goblin.
Ah, yes. Sorry. We mistake that one. The first one was not a handoff play. It was he got a touchback and he gave it to the Goblin.
Correct.
This was that magic play that we were talking about where it landed on a Black Orc.
Scattered to another Black Orc.
Scattered to another Black Orc, and he picked up on a 6-up.
Yep, it was a 6 to grab it, and then he was able to hand it off because that player hadn't activated yet, and that was success.
He ran down to the left-hand side, got himself right-hand side, got himself a nice cage, and worked his way again.
Yeah,
same thing.
He got that cage form really easy.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I think it's the setup that he has in the beginning with 2 Black Orcs on each wing.
Yep.
That gave him that chance.
He has flexibility to go right or left, and he's always going to get two front halves of his cage pretty easy.
That's a good idea.
It is a good idea. So I remember this. He put the Saurus 2 or 3 squares in front of the cage, forcing a blitz to get through. Joe being a little bit of a slower player, he's not going to switch sides like Mitch did in the first half.
No.
So, yeah, he basically put 2 or 3 players in front of the cage, but didn't engage any players, didn't get into the tackle zones, and then just hoped to slam down.
He had 3. He had 2 Black Orcs on left and right, and you had the ball carrier sitting right in the middle of the 2 Black Orcs, plus 1 more Goblin in front of him. So that gave him a bit more protection, and he had 2 other Goblins in his wing as well. So, look, he got himself covered. He did a good job. But I think he only missed one thing, was that there was another player in the second half as well from there.
Croc splits again.
Yeah.
Activates, fails the blitz, skinks, hit the front of his cage. So that's where he tried to slow it right down.
He did, yeah. He did try to hit the cage. He did his best to throw everything and anything he can at the cage. I think
the 2 Saurus against 6 Black Orcs, that cage is just going to steamroll through.
That's true.
Yep.
The best way you can do is just open up, let them go through. Hopefully that you can get the ball back and do some touchdown after that.
I've been known to just let them.
Yeah, let them through. I mean, look, less harm unto you. But that's our opinion. It's not the opinion of the players. But let's full steam ahead for the next one.
Absolutely. Turn 2. Black Orc with a 2 dice block, power, and a KO. Still no casualties.
No.
Which,
surprisingly, we've gone 1 whole half with no casualties caused.
And that's out of 3 surfs.
Yeah. 3
surfs?
3 surfs. One out of the 3 surfs had a bit of a casualty, but not full casualty. No. But it was a oopsie kind of casualty.
It was.
Because it was a stunty.
Now, this is where we finally get our first fail. Go for it from Joe. Yes. His fail after 11 his 11 go for it successfully at halftime. His first fail came in. Turn 2. But with the reroll, he got up and got running again. Yeah. That's right. Backfield skink.
Mm-hmm.
Croc split stumble, push stumble. The first the uphill block. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, an uphill block.
Two nice uphill.
Yeah.
And it was a fail by Mitch. Unlucky, but this is where he started taking chances.
Yeah.
And started throwing single dice blocks and 2 dice uphill.
Which pays off. I mean, look, it's not every day you throw an uphill dice block that is in your succession.
And if you don't know what we mean by 2 dice uphill, we're talking about 2 dice the opponent chooses.
Yeah. So if Commissioner Luke is a strength 3, I'm a strength 2. It's a 2 dice uphill block. If I'm rolling, he gets to choose what happens to him. So it could be a 2 dice, it could be a skull. He gets to choose from me.
It's one
could be a
of those
push.
things that you pull out of your bag of tricks every now and then. And
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
I have pulled it off. Thank you, Dave.
That was well done. And he failed on that. It happens.
It happens. But what do you do?
Yeah, turn 3, 3 dice block, and the first triple skulls. Oh no, skull. 2 skulls and a push.
Yeah.
Out of a 3 dice block, not exactly what you'd expect.
No. I know the Crocs did a blitz on turn 3, reroll, and no, he did a turn 3. The Crocs decided that he wanted to do a blitz, so he failed the roll. Coach,
This is when he finally decided to reroll on the Crocs score.
Yes.
Which we'd seen in the first half. There was a couple of failed activations. That he decided refused to reroll.
Refused to listen, so he lost his reroll. He lost the reroll. He lost his blitz, and the Croxicles lost his tackle zone.
Yep.
It happens, guys. I mean, if you're taking a Crocs, it's a big thing. It might not listen to you. You got to train it hard, all right?
That's right. Listen to Coach Stephen.
Yeah.
Croc splits fail.
Yeah.
Reroll fail. We've just explained that.
And
Skink dodge success. Skink dodge fail. Turnover. So Skinks started taking their chances with their stunty. Turn 3. I think this is where Mitch started going, all right, his positioning and all that stuff was good.
Yeah.
But wasn't taking chances. As soon as he started taking chances, he was putting Joe under pressure.
At turn 3 as well, something happened on the Orc side. The Troll.
Went for a go for it.
The Troll attempted a go for it.
Yes.
And it failed.
Now, yeah, 100% right. And this was the second go for it in a row that he failed.
Yes.
And I was sitting back, I was sitting back, I was like, that's not meant to happen. But it did, and the Troll got knocked out and was out for...
He was out for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
The Troll was knocked out, yeah.
Couldn't get him back in.
Well, that's why sometimes I let you guys know, if you ever have extra money, get yourself a Bloodweiser keg. You never know when you're going to need that one extra point in that reroll dice.
100%. Croxigal, blitz fail again, reroll fail. What can you say?
Look, I would tell Coach Mitch to put him through the ringers, maybe level himself up, get a new Pokemon badge, or get himself a better skill so that he can train, and he will listen to him. But sadly, I mean, look, with us animal savagery, we can always sacrifice somebody on that side. But with the Croxigal and that, if it's a 1, it's a 1. There's no coming back from that.
Absolutely. You just got to pick your plays, hey?
True that.
Okay, we end up at turn 4.
And at this
through the
stage,
second
yeah.
half.
At this stage, it was still a 1-all with no casualties. We had a couple of players knocked out, and it was a beautiful game. Everyone's trying their best. The cage was still going on, and it was still pushing forward, steamrolling forward.
Yep.
Turn 4.
Turn 4. Okay, so Orc block with Brawler ends up with a push and gets a success.
Yeah.
Orc block, another success. Gobbo's repositioned.
Yeah. Power on a journeyman. A goblin powered a journeyman. And he went down.
You know what? With our league rules, we only have 1 death per game. So if you have your journeyman hit, he's the one that you kind of saying, come on, don't.
Yeah. You want to sacrifice your journeyman. But I think in some cases, if you go back and listen to some of your players, our players this turn, some of the journeymans have actually done better this season. So they get rehired into the team after the play. So, don't look down on your journeyman. Take good care of them, because they might take care of you too.
They can do some of the heavy lifting.
That's true.
Gobbo's repositioned into a cage. So now we end up with a goblin in another cage.
Yep. And this one was pretty solid. It was a little bit loose. There was opportunities where the ball got knocked off and bounced around. Mm-hmm. But he managed to hold the cage pretty well. Once
again, another 1-die block from Coach Mitch. So we're seeing a bit of a pattern form. We're seeing go for it's fail, and we're seeing 2 dice uphill or single dice blocks being thrown. It's a 1-1 game.
He's starting to get that feeling where he's got to risk it, and we all know if you got to risk it, you got to risk it for the brisket. All right, that's what you got to do.
Absolutely. Okay, so Turn 4, 1 dice block from Saurus.
Yep.
Gets a power. Ball carrier gets another power. Scatters. Fail catch. Skink was brave enough to dodge out.
Yeah.
And then fails on his second. So what happened at that point was we had the ball carrier, which was Joe.
Yeah,
Remember
Joe.
how he come around the back?
Yeah. So Joe's goblin had the ball, and that's when the journeyman was up there. So journeyman stood up, and I believe that was on turn 4.
That was turn 4, yeah.
Turn 4. Donald was the one that stood up and gave the blitz to the skink.
Hit the ball carrier.
Yep. So hit the ball carrier.
Okay, we got another surf here. 2 dice
1 dice block. Yeah.
Turn 5. 2 dice block, ends in a surf, puts him into reserves. Joe going for another go for it.
Yeah.
Every player in the pitch at this point was literally every player on the pitch was in the back corner of the pitch.
Yeah.
Like I could throw a tiny little blanket and it would have covered every player. And at that point, ended up being like just a huge scrimmage, just moving slowly because there was no control of the ball at that point.
No. But you had the 1 dice block of power from the skink onto the ball carrier, freed up the ball. A raptor, thinking that he could pick up the ball, decided to dodge out and into the crowd, into the mess that was a scattered version of all the players, and he failed. No negatives, no negs to him because of Stunty, but still it was a fail and a reroll and a fail as well.
Now we're getting close to the end of the game, so decisions need to be made at this point.
True. Oh, we're on turn 5.
Turn 5, yeah, turn 5. So we had all those players in that corner.
Yeah.
Ends up being Mitch's turn. He starts going double dodges, triple dodges, stuff like that. Like really trying to reposition his players. But you got to roll the dice to get there sometimes.
And guess what happened on turn 5? We had another crowd surfing moment.
Yes.
Yeah. So this time around, we had the journeyman being sent into the crowd as well.
Ends in another reserve.
Yeah, and that is just done by a goblin. A gobble just went up there and just bumped him into it, and crowd took him. Very important. This is such a lizard's crowd. He didn't get hurt.
Yeah. Joe just kept grabbing them, putting him exactly where he wants them.
Yep.
And he was getting nasty.
Was.
Leaving nothing to chance. He had moments of where he would have a player on the sideline, 1 or 2 of his strength 4 pieces, holding that player in place, and then just so there was absolutely nowhere that the player would go, he would move a goblin in, and then just bump him. Yeah.
He did really well though. He placed the skinks.
He used that
and
grab really good.
He did. So learn from it, guys. He's the only Black Ops. He's one of 2 coaches, rookie coaches this time playing Black Ops.
To talk about the league, 10 players are returning and 10 players were rookies.
That's
so
right, man.
20 for our league.
Go rookies.
Yeah, and they're all doing amazing, making us all step our game up. It's great.
That's it.
All right.
Pick up and go for it. There was another go for it as well.
Yeah.
So more go for it, and this time around, I mean, we're at 13, 14 go for it already.
It's unbelievable. Turn 5, so we end up with Mitch going pushing all these dodges.
Yeah.
He had a dodge, success, fail, dodge reroll, success, and then had to do a team reroll. So, yeah.
And guess what? Crocs finally decides that he wants to play.
Yeah.
So the Croc gets up, and oh wait, he plays, but he hits a skull.
Yeah. Single dice block, rolls the skull. He finally
listens, and what do you know? The dice rolls were not in his favor, and it's a turnover. At turn 5, it was turnover. Turn 6, there were many gaps in the cage. They're not in the cage, sorry. There were many gaps surrounding the cage that gave Coach
the lead up
Joe
for the next touchdown.
Exactly. So with a couple of pushes, and he had a handoff as well.
Handoff. He failed the first roll for the handoff.
Yeah, he handoff failed.
Burnt a reroll.
Burnt a reroll.
And got a success.
Very important, guys. If you got a rerolls, don't save it to the end. Always save one for the last play, but you got to make sure you use it up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because
they're there to be used.
That's true. Hands off. And he hands off the number 9 for Rossini. And
Yep.
Rossini runs in, scores a touchdown on turn 6.
2-1 at this point.
2-1, yeah.
Oh, what can I say about this next couple of plays? I was really rooting for Mitch at this point.
Yeah.
I
Look, he set the Crocs go one space behind the setup line, and well, this was right after our technical difficulties. So
yes. Yeah.
thank you so much for staying tuned. If you were staying tuned, so the setup happened, and he decides that he wanted to throw a blitz, and the Croxy decides that he listens.
Yeah.
He decides to listen, but with no rerolls in his bag,
Both down.
he rolled it both down. So
it was a failed block. Rolls are both down. This is turn 6, mind you. The ball has not been picked. Oh, yep.
no, the ball hasn't been picked up. It was right. It was sitting right at the corner there. It was near the touchdown line on Mitchell's side, and on turn 6.
So, from my point of view as a coach, you got to get that ball. You got to get it as fast as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
You got 2 turns to score, and most of your players are behind the halfway point. So with the movement of the Lizards, yeah, there was gonna have to be a pass or a handoff or something like that.
That's true. And Coach Mitch saw what we saw, and he knew that there was an area for him to either pick up the ball, run down, and hand off or throw the ball, which he could do.
He did.
Yeah.
And he got a player in the right spot, and I'm sure he's counting because it was exactly 8 from the touchdown. It's like, all right, if he gets the ball, no go for us, no dodges, he's in. Coach Joe, sort of, he picked up on the play.
So we were in it for a tie game, but when it came to turn 6, lo and behold, Croxico decided that he was going to play his own game, and he rolled a double skull and both down.
Didn't get the chance to pick the ball up.
No, and that was an immediate turnover.
And that's burning a turn.
That's true. Turn 7 for the Black Orcs.
Joe ties up all these players. He basically puts tackle zones on all the players that he thinks could potentially have the ball.
Look,
and then he has a random block, a blitz, which made it really tough. He hit the ball carrier, turn 7. Yeah,
the ball fumbled just outside of the Black Orcs tackle zone, so he was sitting a little bit off. But like I said, Coach Joe is doing really well. He's tied up all his players. A Goblin might be weak as a strength 2, but when you put somebody there, it adds one leg to pick up the ball. It helps with dodging. It ties up the other players from moving around. So don't look down on your Goblins, man. Use them at full potential. And I think today we got to see a Black Orc team being used to their full potential.
To their strengths. 100%.
Yeah, to their strengths, yeah.
We end up turn 8. There's really only one play from what I was looking at.
Yeah.
It potentially could have tied up with a couple of lucky dice rolls.
Look, Donald's been doing really well. A lot of blitzers are coming from Donald because he's got the block skill.
Yep.
So he's hit another Black Orc. It's down another Black Orc. It's on a KO, but no casualties. So we're on turn 7, and there's no casualty caused by any of them.
And what would you say, 5 blocks a turn? 10 a turn, like 5 each way. Yeah, no, it's.
You're looking at quite a fair bit of turns, and
So,
just
like,
amazes me.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because again,
at least, statistically, at least one.
You should have at least one. Come on, guys, come on. Turn 8.
Turn 8. So Mitch's first block ends up with a power KO. Crocs goes down, breaks, knockout, has 6 skull. Crocs lives.
Yeah.
Then an Orc blitz, 2 go for it to get a power on the ball carrier.
Yeah.
And then it's Mitch's turn. He has a downed skink.
His Croxy goes down.
His
from
Croxy
turn
goes
7.
down.
Yeah.
That play that I was talking about that was 8 squares out from the end. I was like, yeah, this guy's going to score. Had 2 tackle zones on him, so making the catch harder.
Yeah.
And then it required a pickup and a dodge and a pass to get the ball to that player.
Failed to pick up.
Yeah, none of it went to plan though.
Nah, you had his Raptor. His Raptor came in and spun around, And we all could see what he was intending to do. I think Philip hit one of the goblins, and it pushed the goblin closer to the other skink that was going to pick up the ball. That was going to hand off the ball too. And it was a push. It was both push. It was one push and one defender stumbles, but goblins got dodged into a spot where it tied up. It added 2 more negatives to the skink, and he failed to pick up the ball.
Yep.
Now it does
if
happen.
Picked it up, yeah.
Yeah, it could be a big play, but with no rerolls, a failed pickup, players tied up. There wasn't much he could do, and we end our game at a 2-1. To Coach Joe. Yeah, Orc-estrated Death to Coach Joe. His first win of the season.
It is.
Yeah, so congratulations, Coach Joe, on an amazing game. Congratulations to Coach Mitch as well. A fantastic game. You guys played your heart out. Thank you so much for the excitement, and we wish you best of luck in the next 2 more games.
Absolutely, guys. See you later. Good luck.
See you later. Thank you so much from 2 Dice Block.